Whew, it's been a good while since I did one of these. Cue the music. Hey guys, Keon back over here, and yes, I know it's been a while, or a couple days since I did a DuckTales review, and like I said, my cable is still out, but I am able to watch them on YouTube, and I know I won't be able to put these videos out as accordingly to the time that I want to, so I am still behind 2 episodes to be exact, and if I didn't do this video today, it would have been 3, but I digress. So we're going to talk about episode 5. And this episode started off in an interesting way. Everybody's coming from the movies. You have Huey, Dewey, Louie. Launchpad's there, and I'm glad he's here because we get more of him inside of the episodes. As Miss Beakley and, Lena. And to sum this episode up and what the plot is surrounded around, to sum up the plots that are in this episode, there are 3 plots. You have the whole plot with Lena and Miss Beakley with their dynamic. You have it with focus more on Huey, so you know he's the only one of the brothers that haven't got much light so far until this episode right now, and it's between him and Webby. There's been a lot of attention with Webby so far as of late. I'm glad they're catering her because she is a great, interesting character, really. The plot with Launchpad and Dewey, and that's one that it's just a little small one, it's just a third little plot there, but it's funny because majority of the times Launchpad is hilarious.
For some reason. Just in case.
He just has me laughing non-stop. It's just the way he is, the reactions, the thing. It's fantastic. I love it. And yes, even though Louie is in this, he doesn't do much, and I'm fine with that because he is a lazy one of the group. But his role in this episode sums up the audience.
Those aftershocks are actually a revolt led by the lost Terrafirman prince. He's using the games as a distraction to storm the Califermi Citadel. It's all in this artist's rendering.
Ooh, that all sounds awesome. I want that to be true. Earthquakes are a result of shifting tectonic plates.
But who's pushing the plates, Huey? Who's pushing the plates?
Other plates are pushing the plates.
Now who sounds ridiculous?
Louie, whose side are you on? Oh, neither. This is just way more entertaining than that movie.
Going for the movies, it's a mole monster movie, and then there's a whole dynamic between Huey and Webby. And Webby saying that they do exist, it's possible because it says it's based off of a true novel. And then you have Huey who's saying no, it's not possible because it's not in the Junior Woodchuck book. And then they want to go, she wants to prove him wrong, he wants to prove her wrong as well. So that's a whole cluster right there. Then you have Lena who's basically encouraging them to go down to the subway station. And Miss Beakley doesn't like that because she really does see her as a bad gag. And even Lena calls herself the rebel that marches to her own beat or whatever. Huey and Webby and Lena are able to escape and go to the subway station when Mrs. Beakley gets distracted by Launchpad, who still has a strong fear from seeing the scary movie, and he actually believes that the mole monsters also exist. And then as they're in there, they do go into a subway station, but they are found by Mrs. Beakley and Louie and Dewey and also Launchpad. And Launchpad is still, like I said, he's still scared. In the train now, they all go different ways just because they could get out now, because they do get stuck in there eventually because there does seem to be some type of mini earthquake that's occurring, but something is causing it. And then that's when these weird little rock somewhat creatures that, if I'm not sure if anybody notices, they have the same color scheme as the boys, because the first ones that we see is a red, green, and blue one, and then when they show more of them, there's a pink one, then there's a gray one, and you could kind of just say that's Webby and Lena there. It's an equal amount of them. Webby and Huey arguing, and then it's a real good character development for Huey because at the point where he sees that he is wrong, that these creatures do exist, he does contemplate if he should still continue in a way to listen to his book or to go about it on his own. And you do see a shift there. It was a good moment, a good scene in there. And like I said again, Louie does sum up how the audience feels.
Okay, I didn't see that coming. It really came together in the 3rd act.
When it comes to Beakley and Lena's relationship, you can't even blame Beakley for having skepticism about Lena because Lena is she is an outcast person. Even at one point, Beakley asked, "Who? I don't know why you act this way. I'm tired of your attitude. I don't know who raised you." And that did seem to bother Lena, because from what I can tell from the last episode and this episode, I don't really think she has any parents or any source, except for her aunt, who obviously is magical dispel. And also with Lena, she does have a conflicting moment where Magica Dispel is telling her to just leave Beakley there, because at one point when they all do split the train and an earthquake occurs, Miss Beakley surprisingly is crushed. Her lower half is crushed basically under a train, and I'm surprised that she wasn't really severely injured or anything like that. But Lena does use the amulet that she did show that she had in the last episode, and she uses it to lift it up and to pull her away. And it's pretty interesting because, you know, I really wanted to know more about that amulet and what they do with it, because it's a real good concept so far that they have with it. I like the build up that they're going for. But Magica Dispel, it's kind of, what I'm a little confused about is in the last episode she said she was okay, she was all bored with joining her aunt, but now it seems like she doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm just kind of confused. Where did this shift come from? I get it, you know, she's hanging out with them in Webby. It seems like her and Webby friendship has grown, but it all seems a little too fast in my opinion. But I'm completely fine with it. And I like what they're doing with Magica Dispel, as showing her as her shadow. So whenever she's basically that little devil that's on her shoulder that's trying to convince her to do something, and then when she doesn't do it, she just turns into a normal shadow. It's actually pretty interesting, and I really do admire the fact that they're doing it. It does really help with Lena's character, because if they didn't do anything like that with her, I wouldn't really been interested. She's well designed. I think that she's okay, I think, but this whole background with her is even far even better. And more with Launchpad and Dewey is just that you get some interesting things that you find out about Launchpad. And at one point he does admit that Dewey's his best friend, which yes, you don't see really much of Launchpad in the other episodes, but I do like the fact he called him his best friend, because out of all of them, I do see Dewey and I do see Launchpad having a better relationship with Dewey. And honestly, I see them really benefiting one another. It's funny because the entire time he just thinks Dewey's a mole monster, and it's just hilarious how many times Dewey's just trying to convince him that he's not a mole monster.
Sick mole monster saying he's not a mole monster?
Huh, by that logic, how do you know you're not a mole monster?
'Cause I'm not! Which is exactly what a mole monster would say. Wait, am I a mole monster? But I'm a good guy. Then that means mole monsters can also be good guys. Come, mole brother! This is a new day for our people. We will show the world that we can be good.
And with them finally being able to get out thanks to the mole creatures, actually not being monsters like Huey would think they would be, or how anybody else thought they would be. They're actually genuine nice people, and there's even an E.T.
Boop.
That was interesting. We still need...
Kind of random, but okay. They give them a passageway out, and then once they leave, Magica Dispel comes up again and tell Lena, I don't know why are you using it, that you're, you know, helping them or and sorts. And then when Mrs. Beakley offered her Cather, you know, she sees that Lena saved her life, so she says that she had the wrong idea about Lena. She offers her to come home and have some pancakes, and then that Lena told her that's why. And hey, just like that crappy actor Vin Diesel said, man, family. And that's all I have to say about this episode. It was a good episode of DuckTales. I'm glad to watch it once more again. I'll try to do episode 6 as soon as I can. And as always, guys, don't fail to ring that bell. Like if you dare, subscribe if you care, and key on for miles.
I'm like a star, I'm burning out fast. I try to shine, but it's never gonna last.